Welcome to your weekly edition of the LB Africa Show Journal. We've lined up many stories for you from Nigeria, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda. Have a look. The Kenyan retail chain giant Nakumatt is in big trouble. One of its branches at the City Shopping Mall in Kampala, Uganda, has been taken to court for infringing on a musician copyright. The artist, Nins Henry, took the matter to court upon realizing that the supermarket was selling his yet-to-be-released music album. Nakumatt management has already been served by Nins Henry's lawyers, but Kampala's Grapevine has it that the retail chain opted for an out-of-court settlement. Talk of a spoiler. Anyway, isn't piracy an asset for African musicians? Just asking. Ever wondered what your favorite football players do during the summer break? Well, the LB Africa Show got you covered. We bring you Didier Drogba. The ex-Chelsea and now Galatasaray striker took some time off to enjoy his hard-earned cash at some exclusive resort in Europe. Drogba was first seen in the United States of America, where he watched LeBron James play the NBA Finals. He then headed to Spain, where he enjoyed the sun with a group of friends before linking with his wife Lala Diakite, boys Isaac, Iman, and Kieran. Racism is one thing we shy away tackling boldly and publicly. Reason why some hideous racist acts still occur mostly to Africans in the West and everywhere else. Last June, a group of young DR Congo students in India were roughed up and beaten by the police for having a confrontation defending their colleague assaulted unfairly by some young Indian men. The issue had to be solved diplomatically between the DRC and India. Just the other week, a group of Congolese students from Brazzaville got into a confrontation with some of their counterparts in Ukraine. Result? Right on your screen.
Hey, 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 sure.
A Nigerian brother pursuing his master's degree in England was arrested on his wedding day. It appears Mr. Jayeola Abiola was going to wed a former Portuguese air hostess that he barely knew. His 40th day arrived when the registrar noticed that Abiola was at pain answering basic questions about his wife-to-be. He later admitted he paid 3,000 sterling pounds to Miss Vania Pinheiro Fernandez into the sham marriage so that he could get a European passport that will enable him to reside in the United Kingdom after his studies. The UK border agency pounced on them as the bride was making her entry at the registrar. Mr. Abiola has been sentenced to 1 year prison and Miss Vania for 8 months in English jail. Talking of things that people do for a better life. During his last visit to Embu Town for a fundraiser, President Uhuru Kenyatta urged Kenyans to go slow on government on what concerned Jubilee campaign promises.
Needs a modern and efficient transport network. The Jubilee Coalition will invest in transport infrastructure by constructing a new...
He also stated that the country could move forward only when people work together in love and unity. As if the president's speeches are never enough without mentioning the youth, Kenyatta reiterated that his government is committed in initiating projects that will create employment opportunities for the youth.
The Jubilee Coalition believes that the youth are the drivers of innovation in Kenya. To empower the youth, the Jubilee government...
Before even he finished his speeches, one very enterprising young man thought of helping himself with guests' mobile phones. Unfortunately, he could not operate all of them when they rang in cacophony. You do not really want to know what ensued. On July 5, 2013, DR Congo's government spokesman Lambert Mende said that there were clear indications that the war on terror in Somalia has spilled to the Central African country. He stated that the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab mercenaries were spotted fighting alongside the Ugandan Allied Democratic Forces National Army for the Liberation of Uganda, ADF NALU, based in eastern Congo. These revelations come just a fortnight after the Eastern Congo Civil Society spokesperson Omar Tavota, who claimed that Al-Shabaab fighters were spotted at the DR Congo-Uganda border post of Bunagana in the company of M23 soldiers on the 9th of June 27, 2013. He further stated that the said mercenaries are specialized in urban guerrilla activities and artillery. They are said to have been brought in preparation of imminent attacks by the UN Intervention Brigade composed of Tanzanians, South Africans, and other armies. It is important to note that Uganda has its troops embedded in the African Union forces in Somalia alongside Kenya, Burundi, and Sierra Leone. Al-Shabaab has lost considerable ground in Somalia since the involvement of the Kenya Defense Forces and seek to establish bases elsewhere. Habemus Papam, we have a pope, is the announcement given in Latin by the Cardinal Protodeacon upon the election of a new Roman Catholic pope. The last I heard of that phrase was on March 13, 2013 at around 10 p.m. Kenyan time. Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio became Francis, and Roman Catholic 266th Pope. This man of the cloth is known for his humility among his peers. He declined a papal residence and chose instead Vatican Guest House as his residence. He has been dubbed Pope of the poor. The Pope was again in the news when he visited Lampedusa, an Italian island, a fortnight ago. Guess what was his homily? Condemnation of the gap between the rich and the poor. The Mass was said in memory of the many migrants, mostly Africans, who have drowned trying to reach Europe in small boats of fortune. Lampedusa, sadly known as a gateway to Europe for migrants fleeing conflict and poverty from their motherlands, is only 120 kilometers of sea between the island and Tunisia in Africa. As fate will have it, a few hours before the arrival of the pontiff, 166 migrants believed to be Eritrean arrived at Lampedusa. In the course of June 2013, 16 Rwandan students sought asylum in Uganda for what they termed as harassment by Kigali government for their refusal to join M23 rebel movement in eastern DR Congo. The students were taken into protective custody in Arua, Uganda, where they weren't supposed to meet other Rwandans until their asylum-seeking process was determined by the Commission for Refugees under the Office of the Prime Minister. However, the students claim that their lives are in danger as the Rwandan ambassador to Uganda, Major General Frank Mugambaji, has continued to assure the populace back home that the 16 would be brought to book. One of the students who spoke to Red Pepper claimed that they are living in a forest and several Rwandans have tried to access them, some of whom are said to be cattle keepers. But Ambassador Mugambaji is adamant that the fugitives are accused of examination malpractices and should be arrested and repatriated. Uganda's Commissioner of Refugees, Apollo David Kazungu, on his part says that the students are considered asylum seekers and are protected by the 1951 UN Convention and the Refugee Act 2006, thus cannot be forced back where they are likely to be persecuted. Has it ever happened to you that a call gets disconnected in the middle of a very important conversation? You will probably understand why Zambian telecoms regulator, Zambia Information and Communication Technology Authority, takes customer satisfaction seriously. The government body has begun criminal proceedings against all three mobile operators for deteriorating levels of quality services. The operators, Airtel, MTN, and even the government-owned Zamtel, have been accused of not meeting minimum telecommunications standards. The move was motivated by increasing public outcry. So, next time you get a poor cell service, remember that there is always a telecom regulator in your country. To all Kenyans, CCK is along Waiyaki way. If you have a mobile phone and you either The LB Africa show is being produced and brought to you from Nairobi, Kenya. We hope you enjoyed the story lined up for you, and there's still more stories compiled just for you African viewers. Remember to join us again on this platform next week. You can always interact with us on Twitter at the LB Africa Show, on Facebook, www.facebook.com/the LB Africa Show. It was my pleasure to really present you this African journal. I'm Jerry Gua from Nairobi, with hopes of catching you soon Have a nice time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.